Well, hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Charles Hardcastle of the award-winning Joseph Barnes Wines, and I'm talking to you from my little shop here in the heart of Saffron Walden in Essex. And the subject of tonight's video is, are you ready? Lambrusco. Okay, before you reach the off button or think I've lost the plot, I know that Luke behind the camera thinks I've lost my marbles. I want you to indulge me just for a few minutes while I try and convert you to the merits of proper traditional Lambrusco. Because traditional Lambrusco is red for a start, is delicious. It's dry, it's bone dry, it's smoky, it's got lots of black fruits, it's intensely fruity, and it's got fantastic acidity, and as we know, good acidity means a good food wine. So I want you to stick with me, and by the end of this video you'll all be rushing out wanting to buy a bottle of traditional Lambrusco. Now, I'm no Darren Brown, but I think I know what went through your minds when I mentioned the word Lambrusco. The sweet, slightly sickly, low in alcohol, semi-fizzy student plonk that our beloved supermarkets churn out at 25p a litre or whatever it is. But it needn't be like that, you know. Lambrusco gets a bad rap. It is, as I said before, it's a fabulous wine. So to that end, tonight we're going to taste 3 Lambruscos, 2 traditional proper Lambruscos from Cantina Cecchi near Parma, from Camillo Donati from near Parma as well, and then in the interest of balance, we're going to taste a Lambrusco from a leading supermarket. These 2 are Lambrusco Rossos. This is obviously a yellow white Lambrusco. So let's talk first very briefly about Lambrusco itself. So how is Lambrusco made? Well, the vast majority of Lambrusco is made in the Charmat method, or as they call it in Italy, the Metodo Italiano. And what happens with the Charmat method is that the Lambrusco grapes are fermented as normal, and then the juice is put into large stainless steel tanks with the addition of a bit of yeast or sugar, and secondary fermentation takes place in the tanks. The wine is then bottled under pressure, which keeps the bubbles. In certain selected cases, and certainly in the case of these 2, Lambrusco can be made in what we know as the méthode champenoise, the champagne method, or as they call it in Italy, the metodo classico. And in this particular case, secondary fermentation takes place in the bottle. So the Lambrusco grapes are fermented as usual, and then the juice is poured into the bottle, again with the addition of a little sugar. And secondary fermentation takes place in the bottle, which produces the bubbles. So that's predominantly how Lambrusco is made. In this particular case, we have what is called a partially fermented Lambrusco, and in this particular case, the wine is, well, it's obvious really, the wine is partially fermented. What happens is that the Lambrusco grapes are fermented, and then the fermentation is arrested at an earlier stage. And in that particular case, the sugars are not completely converted into alcohol, and so there is a residual sugar content which makes the wine sweeter, which is how the vast majority of the supermarket Lambruscos are made. And this is white or yellow because it has virtually no or no contact at all with the Lambrusco skins, which are in fact red. So that's how Lambrusco is made. So that's the technical stuff. Let's move on to the interesting bit of the evening, the tasting. The first Lambrusco we're going to taste is from an estate called Cantina Cecchi, and they're based in a little village called Torile Parma, which is about 20 miles north of Parma, I guess, in the Emilia-Romagna. Parma is the nearest big city. And the first thing to say is this: I love this. I mean, look at the beautiful pink mousse on this Lambrusco. You know, this has been made, as we said, by the champagne method, so we get a good mousse on this, and the beautiful, beautiful, deep, vivid crimson colour, absolutely fabulous. So I love that. So fantastic colour. You're party mood already. On the nose, well, we've got plums, classic Lambrusco aromas of plums, bit of dried fruit, some blackberry, bit of cassis, that's for sure, but also a certain earthiness to it as well. There is an earthiness to Lambrusco, and so quite a complex nose. On the palate, on the palate, dry, bone dry, great acidity at the side of the tongue, but intensely fruity at the same time. So I'm getting lots of cherry flavours here, and the finish is quite lingering, stays with you, and again I'm breathing out. I'm getting a lot of cherries and red fruit. So fabulous. Good acidity means a good food wine, and this certainly has very brisk acidity, very racy. So what would you eat with it? Well, Lambrusco is the perfect barbecue wine. Fantastic with spicy sausages, burgers, that sort of thing. I'll try it with spicy andouille sausages, done Cajun style with spicy red beans, bit of rice. The earthiness would certainly lend itself to a mushroom risotto, a wild mushroom risotto, or kung pao chicken. I have in fact drunk this with kung pao chicken. It's fantastic with spicy Thai foods, lots of chilies, bit of sweet pepper, water chestnuts. Absolutely fabulous. So Lambrusco, great with spicy foods. Chill it down, really cold. Great with spicy foods, Thai cuisine, that sort of thing. So this alcohol content, 11%. Most Lambruscos are 11%, are lower in alcohol content, and the price is £11.35 for this particular bottle, and this is organic as well. So delicious. I might actually take this home tonight. Delicious. So there we go. That's the first one. This particular Lambrusco is a completely different beast altogether. This is made by a chap called Camillo Donati, he's based in a little village called Arola, which again is about 15 miles north of Parma. And the estate has 11 hectares, and it was founded in 1930, and it's still run by the Donati family, by Camillo Donati, to this day. But this is a much more serious Lambrusco. It's a lot drier and a lot more robust. So again, you'll see from pouring it that we get slightly less of the pink bubbles, you know. Again, we get this beautiful inky, vivid, dark, inky purple, sort of impenetrable colour. Absolutely beautiful, but less of the beautiful pink bubbles this time. This is less fizzy, less frizzanti than the last one, and as I say, much more robust, more serious, dry Lambrusco.